YouTube! This is Sofa Tea Time, and we're here to talk about languages today. Alright, let's get started. So, what languages did you learn?
Well, I learned Japanese in high school, and then I also took a university course up to like the 3rd level, so
Right.
I guess I'm like pretty decent at Japanese.
Was it like your intermediate level?
Yeah, it's pretty intermediate level, so it's like I learned obviously like basics and a little bit past that, but I haven't taken any classes yet because like university and just money. So, but yeah, so I learned Japanese, and I haven't really had a chance to learn any other languages, but I don't really know what other language I'd want to try. But you took like an ASL like intensive course though.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
So I don't know, like how was that like? Because you did it for a year straight, or more than that straight.
Well, I did it for 10 months straight, whatever, and it was actually really beneficial. Like, I absolutely loved the immersion-based part of it because it forced you to learn the language like that. And I couldn't fall back and just start speaking in English. Like, I had to like really push myself and try to communicate with my professors and stuff like that. So I actually found that really beneficial. And it's actually the program I did is the only program that has a 10-month intensive immersion based in like pretty much anywhere.
Oh my god.
Like, they don't have it in America either.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Would you ever consider learning Braille?
I don't think so.
It's interesting, yeah.
Well, like why's that? You're just not really interested in it?
I don't know, like, it just like hasn't. I've really tried to learn Braille or whatever, I'd have no reason to.
Yeah, that's true. Well, it's not really part of your program, but I guess it's like if there's another language. Well, if it's not Braille, what other language would you want to learn?
Well, I kind of like to try to learn a spoken language again, just like have a better attitude about it, because like when I started learning French in elementary school, it was very like, my teacher was very, I have to teach you this and I don't want to. Listen to this CD while I do what I want to do, It was very like, it was boring and I didn't like it, and then, so my introduction to like French was just, it was awful. So now that I'm older, I'm like, well, maybe if I had a better attitude about it, I might actually learn something.
Lots of people don't like learning French. A good chunk of people I know who either don't speak French already and they want like they're in the process of learning it or have taken classes, they've always like hated learning it. Because I think a lot of French teachers don't really know how to teach French.
Yeah, they made it like very like boring and like, I have to teach this and I don't want to, and it sucked the fun out of it.
Yeah. Well, like Maddy, you were part of like an immersion program, and then you self-taught yourself afterwards. So, like, how was it learning it in the program versus self-teaching yourself afterwards?
Well, learning in the program got me the foundations. So that made it easier for when I did self-taughting, and when I took a couple courses in university, I knew like everything I was supposed to know. Like, I understood it perfectly. I was good at speaking it. The only thing I had a lot of trouble with was the writing. The writing is very difficult, and there's a lot of rules to French writing as well. Yeah, so I've always kind of struggled with that, considering it's my second language.
Right.
And I still have a little bit of problem with my accent, because it sounds very Anglophone. So I'm trying to like tweak that up a little bit. So I'd eventually like to go maybe like spend a little bit of time either in Quebec or in Paris, somewhere where there's this French-speaking country, Belgium. One of those places, so I can like really like improve my French so it's like perfect.
There's a program that you can do, I forget what it's called, but basically like you apply and you write this letter about why you want to learn, or why you want to learn French, or why you want to like, improve on your French or whatever, and you send that letter in, and then like they'll pick you out, and basically all you have to do is pay for your airfare there and back, and you can stay either at a homestay with at someone's home, or you can stay at a university dorm room and then like take a couple of French classes, and you have to sign like this form saying that you will only speak French while you're there.
That's cool.
I
would probably do that.
The actual like school part is free. It's just getting there is what you have to pay for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That wouldn't even be that expensive. It's in Quebec, right?
Yeah, in Quebec.
I think you've told me about that. I'm actually kind of interested. I'll probably look into that. It's like a once a year kind of offer?
Yeah, it's once a year kind of offer, and I think you have to apply like in February, and it's in like, the actual thing is like during the summer months.
Okay.
So to apply like really
early
in the year.
It's probably what I'm gonna do then, like, because how long? It's a couple months, right?
No, it's only for like, I think, well, it depends on like where you go, and like how, and like you can pick like 2 weeks or 3 weeks. I think the max is 3 weeks, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But and it depends, like, where you go. Like, you can go to like all different areas of Quebec. You can go to like Montreal or Quebec or like up north somewhere.
That'd be really cool. Yeah, I think I'd like to do an experience of staying in a homestay.
Yeah.
Because get to meet new people.
You're forced to speak French at home.
And then they won't speak English to you. They'll speak
Exactly,
French.
yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think that's kind of like when we're learning any sort of language, it's kind of hard to like. You can learn it obviously in the classroom or like self-taught, but it's difficult to like actually
apply it in real life.
Yeah, you sound that so. You're like, I know. Yeah, like I feel like you kind of need to have that experience. Like it's like Maddy and I are going to Japan. Like that will like actually immerse me and like force me to use it. And it's like, I feel like everyone that learns the language needs to have that experience. Yeah. Otherwise, they feel like, okay, do I actually know the language or not?
Exactly. Especially if you're talking to a native, whatever. And, obviously, just like when someone else doesn't know English and they're talking to us, we simplify our language sometimes and we slow down whatever, right, for them. The same thing with other people in our languages. They just like to know that we're trying.
Yeah.
We're not just like... And that's the thing. It's like people get embarrassed whenever. Like, what if I butcher the language? Like, no. Like, don't worry about it. Like, make mistakes. That's what you're there to do. Like, you're there to learn and stuff, right?
Yeah.
There's lots of people who come over here to learn English.
Yeah.
And their English isn't very good, but they won't get better at English if they don't force themselves to speak it.
Exactly.
And like us,
you won't improve.
Yeah, and because we're native English speakers, when we hear it, we're not like, you're butchering our English language. Like, oh, get out. Like, it's not like that.
We understand, usually they have like, a bit of wrong grammar or whatever, but usually you can figure it out, oh, this is what they meant or whatever, and like, you can like clarify or ask them, is this what you meant?
Well, I guess like with your intensive ASL program, you're a little more, I guess, used to having those conversations with native speakers.
Yeah, like for me, it was very like, immersed in whatever, like 4 out of 5 of my teachers were deaf, so it's very immersive, and then like we had to, every time that they were around, we always had to sign out of respect.
Yeah.
And then like at lunchtime, whatever, I would try and like force myself to sit, and there's this area at the cafeteria where all deaf students would hang out, deaf and hard of hearing students would hang out, so I would like sit and I would watch and I would observe and I would like, try to have a conversation, it was hard because it was always hard to catch certain things. Sometimes I'd miss things. And I'd like, what was that? And the hardest part is catching finger spelling.
Yeah,
that's the hardest part.
That seems difficult.
Yeah, seeing you do it, like, it's so fast and like.
And I'm not even that fast. Like, I'm pretty like mediocre. I find my finger spelling pretty mediocre in comparison to like some things that I've seen.
If yours mediocre, mine's slow.
You're going at a snail's pace. Yeah.
So maybe we should show a little bit of like our skills in the languages we can do. And, what we can do. Yeah.
I guess we can just start off with like basic greetings. Like, so I guess we can just for example, like introduce ourselves because everyone knows who we are and all that stuff.
Yeah. Alright, so that'll be our second video.
Woo!